the Fiesta ST North American model. This is a 2015, and I was thinking about this car today because I just washed it. I'm just panning out so I don't get the neighbor there too much. So I just gave him a little bath and a detail. Clocked at right at 39,000 miles so far after about 5.5 years of ownership on this car. And I love washing my cars and making them as new as possible again. And so give it a bath every month or so. But just bathed this one, and I was just thinking about this car and just watching, like I said, watching the used car market and realizing more and more how rare these are and how I believe these really are going to become collectibles, especially in stock form, but even in modified form as mine is, if it's done right. It's a gorgeous car. But I think these are going to be collectibles. I think they're going to be, already are, kind of cult classics. I was just talking with some other owners online earlier today and just realizing that these, I just don't see these much anymore. And there were only, the data I looked at says about 35,000 of these that existed between the United States, Canada, and Mexico. In the States, they came here in 2014, and the last production year was 2019. But 35,000 cars over, and then I think in Canada and Mexico, they may have been there a little earlier. Don't quote me on that. But in any case, 35,000 roaming around North America is not a lot, especially when you think about how many have been wrecked or ended up in junkyards. And like I said, when I first bought this car, which was this is a 15 model, so when I first bought it in late 2015, I bought it barely used for $19,500 with just 4,000 miles on it. And back then you didn't see many of them, but now, like, I see less and less and less, and that 35,000 number is dropping. So I was just thinking about the car, and I was looking at some of my data here. I just grabbed my folder of receipts, and one of the things I remembered reading up on these as I was just kind of thinking about the car. This car won, I think it was 24 awards in its first year of production in the United States in 2014, which is like crazy. That tells you what a special car it is. And beyond that, I was just thinking about, I was looking at of course, with the pandemic and the economy right now, all used cars have gone up in value, but this one, I think a little more so. When I bought this, again, 5.5 years ago, I got it for $19,500. The sticker price, I think, was $26 or $27. Let's take a look. I've got my sticker here, or a copy of it. Yeah, right at $26. And that's with the Recaros and the moonroof and the nav. So right at $26,000. So I bought it with 4,000 miles, just a few months old, for $19,500. I've tracked the value of this car since I owned it. About a year and a half ago, the book value was like $12,000 to $13,000, and I just checked it yet last night, and the book value is $16,900 again. So that's just crazy. Again, that's all used cars right now because of the economy. But like, wow, that's amazing that this car has depreciated so little. And just to kind of show you, if you've looked at my other videos, you see what these are capable of. This just shows you a graph of some, if you keep the stock turbo, you can get, this is a virtual dyno, so this isn't real, but it's pretty close to what folks with real dynos have achieved. You can get around, 210-ish horsepower and about 270 to 290, depending on how good your run is, on stock turbo with a tune and maybe a few bolt-ons, and that's just 93 gas. If I got E30, I never did E30 on my stock turbo, which actually is sitting right there. What's up, stock turbo? He's lonely down there. I just saved it just in case. But that's pretty good numbers. That's pretty good numbers on E. If I'd gone to like an E30 or E40 tune, I would have bumped up to maybe 220. And then I've showed this elsewhere, but I'll show this again. This is with my hybrid turbo. My final numbers were 337 torque and 304 wheel horse. That's on E30. And you can get better numbers than that, and there's some of the newer turbos like the, what's that one called? The Turbo Technics, I think it's called S280. Don't quote me on that, but that one actually is a better turbo because the torque and the torque curve actually stays a little higher for longer rather than dropping off. So, you know, new technology. I've got an older turbo, but it's been bulletproof. It's been on there for, I guess, almost 25,000 miles now. I don't kill it, but I do run it hard. I have fun with it, and it's been bulletproof. Anyway, all that's to say that these cars are just getting rarer and rarer, and I thought I'd shoot a video and just talk about this, that, you know, I think, as I said, it's going to become a cult classic. I mean, if you think about it, just in closing, my Honda Insight, which is under that cover, they only made 17,000 of those. That's all the world. Now, you never see Generation 1 Insights, hardly ever. So there were 17,000. Now, so there's 35,000 in North America. So that's about double. And if you think about it, like, here we are 20 years later, you never see these cars on the road. So in 20 years, it's probably going to be similar with this, because there was only, you know, double the number, but still 35,000 is pretty low. So, I mean, let's just say for every one Honda Insight you see, you're going to see 2 Fiestas 20 years from now. I see about 4 of these a year, and it's including mine. So that just gives some perspective on low production numbers and, you know, how rare this car is and how special it is. We all know that if you're watching this. If you don't, you should go get one before they are unavailable and enjoy the heck out of it. Anyway, hope this is entertaining. It was for me. As I was washing it, I was just thinking about some stuff. The good old Fiesta ST. Great car. You can tell I love this car because my folder, I have one for all my cars, and this is the only one with exclamation marks on the tab. So there it is. All right, peace out.